Alright, what's up guys? Tim here with Undead Bait Company, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to take blank jig heads and paint them / turn them into something you want to actually fish with. It's going to be a pretty quick video. I've actually done this on one of my older channels that I don't really post on anymore, but since I started this company I figured I would remake the video. It's super easy. And in case you guys were wondering what you need a pair of pliers, you need powder paint. In this case I end up using something called Protect. I have black, yellow, orange, pink, and then this orange color. So we need the pliers, the paint. You are going to need a toaster oven. Once I actually get them in the oven, I will show you guys what it looks like. But it's Cuisinart, I think. Just pretty cheap toaster oven. You don't really need anything crazy. And just like other powder coats, you are basically cooking the paint and helping it cure. So don't go out and buy something crazy expensive. I bought mine off Facebook Marketplace for like 20 bucks. But in addition to that, you are going to need some means of heating up the lead around your jig head. I don't know if you guys, it's actually focusing. Come on, there it is. Alright, so we need some way to heat this up. I have two different ways that I'll do it, and I don't really have a favorite. I just have one that I pick for the day. One is a heat gun. These are super easy to use, and they get hot but they don't get too hot. Something I've found is that if I'm kind of I need to make a bunch really quick, then what I end up doing is using the heat gun. It's not as fast heating it up, but it's more controlled, and I don't end up burning through, some of the jig heads as quick. Now what I'm going to be using today is just a Bernzomatic propane torch. Super easy to use. You open the valve, right? You hear it, ignite it, and then it goes. Turn it off like that. I like this one because I'm not sitting there constantly, clicking it on and off. I have another one, a larger one that I use for soldering and other bigger things. This one is perfect for what I need it for. But yeah, if you guys have one recommendation right off the bat, if you have some sort of locking pliers, like vice grips, highly recommend you use it. That way you don't have to worry about, constantly putting pressure and holding it in. I don't know where mine went. It's been a couple weeks since I've painted any jig heads, and I don't know where they went. So we're going to try to get it done with this. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so we're going to get started. If you look online for some of the more hardcore people, you'll see that they actually have these little aerator kits for these. I think it's kind of a waste, and you don't need it. It actually comes out pretty good. So what I'll do right off the bat is I'll give it a shake. Since this is powder, you want it to kind of be separated, have some air in it, so that way you can get a full coat. So then, if you can kind of see on the camera down below, it kind of started poofing up in the air a little bit. That's what we want. So the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a hold of it. Recommend, the hand that you feel comfortable waving things around in and all that kind of stuff. Make that your dominant hand. I also have it set up to where, to my right, you can see right there, this is my toaster oven. So right hand, right into the thing, like that. So that's how we're going to do it. Let's go ahead and light our torch. We're not going to set it super high. Again, I don't need it to be crazy high. We're just going to kind of barely let it go. And I basically want to get this until it starts to get super shiny. Once I see it get super shiny, I know it's hot enough, but it's not too hot to where it's actually going to start to melt the lead. And I know you can't really see, oh, my phone is going off. I know you guys can't really see too much of what's going on, but I got a good color there. I almost just put my hand over the flame. Alright, I missed it. But essentially, it got super shiny. I guess I could show it down here. I'm going to do that again. Again, I have my flame on low. I'm not holding it directly onto it. I'm kind of like moving it around, trying to get it on all the sides until it starts to get shiny. And then you can see it's shiny. Dip. Pat it off. That one looks like garbage. So it's not that big of a deal because I can heat it up again and then go back in, do it again. But let's try another one. I think what ended up, ow, these freaking eagle claw are sharp. I think what ended up happening on that one, I held it a little bit too long that second time to show you guys. So I'm gonna do it again. Like I had said before, it makes it super easy when you have lock pliers or vice grips because you don't end up, you know, having to hold and apply so much pressure. We're good. You know, I'm not really sure why it's so clumpy, but if you guys can see here, it's kind of clumpy. If I just take this heat gun kind of hit it, it'll pop those bubbles that are in there. I want to hold it like this. Now it looks a lot better. One thing you do need to be careful about, or careful with I should say, is if you can see that eyelet is shut. And I forgot my handy dandy safety pin. Excuse the bouncy. But what you want to do is take a safety pin or something kind of small and sharp to poke through to make sure that it doesn't cure on the eyelet. Because if it does, you will not. Alright, so I waited too long to do that one. So I got to heat it up again. And then push it through. Like so. Alright. Now once you get it kind of pushed through, you can actually sit there. It should be cool enough to the touch. You can actually just pull it off. Right? And now you can see right through the eyelet, and we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to do probably 3 of each color right now. I already have 2 of the yellow done. And then I'm going to show you guys some kind of ways you can make them unique and different to include like layering, stuff like that. Alright, so the last thing we do before we're going to cook them up, I am going to cut this a little bit short because I'm actually running out of time. So I have 3 green, 3 orange. And I'm going to just show you guys something really quick. You can really make these as unique as you want. I've done them where I've actually layered the colors. So I'll dip it in orange, take it out, dip it a little bit less in green, go to pink, go to green, and actually layer the colors. You can do bands, you can do eyes if you wanted to. All we're going to do right here is I'm going to take, so I have a black one that I've done just so I can kind of get the colors across to y'all. But I have this black one. All I need is a paintbrush, and I'm basically just going to flick the paint onto it. Now I do need to get it hot. I have my pink shaken up already. My screen keeps going on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this warm again. Not too warm to where it's going to burn. So we're going to do that. Turn the paint off. Get pink. And then kind of just dust it on there. Just like this. I know it's kind of probably hard for y'all to see it, but alright. That's all we really need. And you guys can kind of see it on this camera down here. Hopefully it's focusing. But I'll take it up here too. So all I did was just dust a little bit on there. We're gonna heat it one more time just to make sure the paint or the powder actually adheres. Sorry, that's loud as hell. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. Get it nice and glossy. And then we're gonna cook. All right, so now I will take you guys over to my oven and we'll get going. All right, so really quick, I got you guys down on my GoPro. I just want to show you something, you know, in case you mess it up. So for instance, this is actually a piece of lead that fell off of this guy while I was painting it. You can see it kind of got deformed, you know. And then this one was one that I had completely messed up. Oops, sorry. You can see, well, you probably can't really see that clear, but it's burnt and I didn't get great coverage on the side there. You can see there's bare metal. So, you know, shit kind of happens. And don't beat yourself up. These lures aren't that expensive, or sorry, these jig heads aren't that expensive. But all right, we're gonna come over here. So we have our temperature set to 300. Hold on, I'm making sure we got it right. 350 degrees. Alright, so we just engaged it. We have it on bake and toast, I guess. So I'm going to slide them in. We have them on the racks there. You can kind of see it. All I got to do is close it. I'm going to come over here and I just take it to on. And you can kind of hear it clicking. I'll also start a timer on my phone for, I think it's 15 minutes. 20 minutes, and then we'll take them out and we'll let them cool and I'll show them to you guys.
20 minutes later.
Alright, and we're done. So we're gonna come over here, ding ding, open that up. It is gonna be hot, obviously, so I'm gonna use my little grippy boys. I want to make sure I take it out just far enough to where it's not going to tip out too far. And we're going to let these probably sit for 10-15 minutes and let them cool off before we actually handle them. Alright guys, well, our jig heads are nice and dry. I will say the orange ones definitely came out the best. I'll throw up a picture right now of the orange and the black one. But I'll also give you guys a quick look. I should be able to hold two of these at once. So these ones definitely came out the best. Also the other two orange ones also came out looking really good. There's no drooping down at the bottom. There's no burn marks. The eyelets are all clear. Now, again, just to show you, I've probably made over 500 jig heads, and man, I'm still not good at it. Yes, those orange ones and the black one came out great, but for instance, right, this one from the side may look good until you flip it over, and if you can kind of see up by the shank, yeah, not good. Bare metal. There was drooping down at the bottom. It almost kind of looks like a nipple. That shape, that's not the shape you want. I'll compare it with the orange one so you guys can see it. But if you see the droop on the green one, that's not good. That's not what we want. The other one, also not the greatest shape, but also, I never poked the eyelet out. Once these harden, there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know if you can hear this, but when that paint cures, that shit's hard as a rock. So unfortunately, once you cure it and once you cook it, it's done. That's over. Can't really fix it. Just like this one, the other green one, bare metal up by the shank of the hook, and the eyelet, I actually poked out too much material. And if I can get in real close, it probably won't focus, but you can actually see bare metal inside the eyelet. So again, the green ones were the ones I started with. As I got more comfortable with it, aka with the orange ones, they turned out pretty good. Not my best work, but I'm still happy with them, and I would be willing to fish or sell them. But again, with everything, you got to practice. You got to get good at it. Let me little sneak peek of some lures that I've been working on for a local tackle shop. They had a very specific color pattern that they wanted painted, or that they want to sell at their shop. So I've been working on that. But again, just like with everything else, right? The only way you get good is by practicing. So coming out here, painting, just enjoying what I'm doing. You got to enjoy what you're doing. And if you're not enjoying it, you're less motivated. If you're less motivated, you're probably not going to succeed as much. So yeah, I guess that's kind of my advice for the day. I still got lures available on my shop. If you go to undead-bait-co.square.site, that's my website. I'll also put the website in the description down below. Get yourself a nice Undead Bait Company flag. Get yourself one of the fashionable dad hats. I don't actually have a name for the skeleton in there. But if you guys have any suggestions as to what we should name them, let me know. There's a Camelback on the website that's phenomenal. And the t-shirts. T-shirts are amazing. They're comfort colors. They're super comfortable. And I freaking love mine. I'm not wearing it today because I'm wearing it tomorrow when I go to work. So, yeah. Check out my website. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. I plan on kind of building it a little bit more. Doing articles. Maybe doing interviews with some people. And, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this kind of helped you, you know, ease your mind when it comes to lure making. This is kind of like the bare bones beginner. This is where I started with making lures, and now I'm painting full-blown swim baits and stuff. So yeah, it's a fun hobby to get into. It's not super expensive. You can get a pack of 25 unpainted lures from Bass Pro for like 10 bucks, I think. And then just kind of go from there. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling now. Have a great day.
Angel on the track.